give us a sense of when you think that ceasefire will start, sir?
Well, I hope by the beginning of the weekend. I mean, the end of the weekend. At least my national security advisor tells me that we're close. We're close. It's not done yet. And my hope is by next Monday, we'll have a ceasefire.
Do Joe Biden's comments then suggest a specific ceasefire deal has been done, or at least is very close to being done? It was interesting in terms of the specificity of focusing on Monday.
Well, I just say it was interesting that he mentioned Monday specifically, but all he said was that he hopes that a deal can be done by next Monday. So we've got 6 days left on the clock. He didn't go into specifics, but we do know there have been further talks going on involving Israel, involving the US, involving Qatar and Egypt as well in Paris. And certainly there seems to be a sense they're inching towards something, because either way we know that time is running out. An Israeli War Cabinet member, Benny Gantz, only a week or so ago, he said that if the Israeli hostages, the remaining hostages, are not released by Ramadan, by the holy month for Islamic people, that they will go into Rafah, which of course is that area in the south of Gaza where many of the Palestinian refugees are now clustered. And so he put a time frame on it, which means if there's no ceasefire within the next week or so, up to about March 10, that Israel may definitely decide to go in to Rafah. So Joe Biden doesn't seem to be speaking with any great level of detail there, but what he is saying is he knows that the clock is running out, and he's hoping by next Monday they've gotten to the point where there is a deal.
OK, and meanwhile, as we mentioned, the Prime Minister of the Palestinian Authority stepping down. What does that tell us about thinking around post-war Gaza and the role that that organisation may or may not play?
Well, it's interesting because those conversations are obviously still going on also about what does Gaza look like after the war, whenever the fighting does stop. Israel has said different things about what it interprets that will be. Like Israel says it feels that it needs to have some kind of continued military presence there. But you can see this push by other nations to try and involve the Palestinian Authority to say perhaps they can come in and help with the governance of Gaza after the war, because obviously Israel won't accept Hamas being there. And so the resignation of the Prime Minister, Mohammed Shtayyeh, is all about sending the message that the PA is looking at its own governance and might be willing to reform itself to be seen as more palatable for the international community to perhaps be governing parts of Gaza also. But just the resignation of one Prime Minister may not be enough, really. I mean, in the end, the PA is sort of synonymous with the president, Abbas, and he doesn't seem to be going anywhere.